Good morning to you. We do have a flash flood emergency situation for Haywood County because of reports from emergency managers around the county. There have been flooded homes. There have been some water rescues there. The parts of the area are already seeing 6 to 10 or more inches of rain, and we could see twice that coming down this morning.
Hi, hello, welcome. This is more of a somber video. It is a somber video. The last time I talked to you guys, the last time I put out a video, I was right in the middle of Hurricane Helene. My power was still going in and out. Jacob was coming the next day, which he did come, and we took care of the basement. We took care of the leaks and stuff. That was all cleaned up, but it wasn't for another 3 days that I would have contact with the real outside world. And once I did, it was devastating. It was just insane. I've filmed videos that I have playing in the background here, but to come from having no access to the outside world and being like, felt like a shut-in for it. I finally got my internet and power and everything back after a week, and not knowing what really was going on. It was just me living in this bubble, and then finding out slowly everything that had happened, and especially with Asheville and in Waynesville too. Here, what I'm showing in the video is Waynesville, but everything is just destroyed here. You can't leave the house without some reminder of what's going on. There's still mud everywhere. There's still people missing. People are coming out of the trees, the woods, not having eaten for days. My doctor's office is in Asheville. I had an appointment a few days ago, and I couldn't get a hold of anyone. I don't know if they're open. I don't know what is going on. Everything is underwater. There's places I visited that are just no more. I may have mentioned this in my last video, but there is a gas station here with the river running behind it, and I saw the owner just looking at the damage because traffic has been rerouted here since a lot of roads are closed. And so I was sitting there like watching this man view his property and the damage, and he was an older man. I'm sure he had a lot of pride in his business, and it was just gone, and he looked so heartbroken, and it was just so hard to watch. And I'm very fortunate that what happened here is all that happened here. My video, I say I'm going stir crazy and all that stuff, and yeah, that's true. It's also kind of lighthearted because I'm trying to keep myself from going crazy all by myself for the week, but coming out into the real world was so eye-opening. I did have text from Anna saying what was going on, but until you see it, it's just undescribable. Yeah, people are missing. Whole towns are gone. Chimney Rock is a tourist town. There's it's on top of the mountain. There's this big rock that looks like a chimney, therefore Chimney Rock, and all these little shops, and I've been wanting to go there since moving here, and it's just gone. The 40, which we take to Tennessee, is gone. It's washed away in the river, and I didn't know what washed away meant until any of this. Yeah, so I've even had like a hard time like doing things that are fun. Like I just walk outside and see all this stuff and like want to help, but I know with having lupus and everything, I'm not exactly much of a help. It's not like I can go waddle through all these flooded areas, but I did get the clothes together. I've been meaning to donate to donation shelters and some water and stuff, but everything here is just awful. I'll put some donation links up. I feel very fortunate that what happened here, even though it was incredibly scary, that it wasn't catastrophic. Being like away from the outside world is scary enough, and then if your outside world is crumbling, like I can't even imagine. At least here it was just flooding, and it could have been a lot worse. I haven't left the Waynesville area, the Haywood County area. Like I said, I don't feel like I would be much use. There's still a curfew in effect at 9 p.m. every night, so emergency vehicles can work on clearing the roads. And I've never been in a natural disaster. It's scary. Like, seeing, I'm having a hard time like adapting to like wanting to do like fun things, because I feel so bad that there's like people that are suffering, and like I'm just supposed to go on my merry way. And yeah, I'm really fortunate for everything. I'm doing what I can, and I don't want to make this all about me, but I mean, there's feelings that I'm feeling too, and the people here, and it's my new city, my new town, and to see the devastation. And even Anna was saying, just seeing this in her hometown, her little town, I can't even imagine. It's just awful for everyone involved, and I hope that the help that needs to come here does come, because I mean, it's a lot that needs to be done, and I just hope that it can be done. But things are also looking up. You see signs now throughout the whole neighborhood, the whole towns next to us, that are providing flood help. When I last left you, there was no cash, or it was cash only. There was no credit or debit available. There was no gas. There was no food. There's still not as much food as there could be, but there is some. There's gas, and I haven't seen long periods where gas hasn't been available, which is good. So things are looking up. Cleanup has begun. The roads that aren't completely washed away are open again, which is good. But yeah, it's just crazy how things can change so quickly, and then like being alone, and then thrown into the real world again, and just seeing all this devastation, and knowing people are still trying to live their lives and just deal with all of this. And my heart goes out to them. I did film a little bit of the park that I showed you guys in the first video, and I wanted to give you an update on the park in my area and just how like my area is doing specifically. I filmed all these little clips as well, so you can see that as I'm doing the voiceover over that. But I did film the park earlier today and narrated that, so I want to show you guys that now. There's more garbage here discarded from the storage unit. You can see everything's just wet and muddy and covered. There's a comic book. Here again is my favorite park that I visited. I come here a lot to walk around, to play Pokemon Go, and the levels, the surge has subsided. You can see that the creek is back to, it's actually still higher than it normally is. And it's a river. I called it a creek, but it is a river. It runs into Lake Junaluska down the way. But you can still see that there is damage. The mud is still all here. And right next to this creek is a storage area, a storage unit. And you can just see all the stuff that had to be discarded from the floodwaters. Over here was a lot higher before too, but again, you can see just like all the damage. And then here is the park itself with all these branches and trees down. There's some big trunks there, so I believe it's whole trees. And back here is my favorite little critter merry-go-round. We were near that last time. Now you can't even get there because everything is so blocked off. There's a lot of mud down this way. There's a walking path over there. I don't think you can even access that right now. But this is pretty sad. Like I said, this is one of my favorite places to go and walk around. And it's just, yeah, it's a mess. And I doubt that this place is going to be much of a priority, nor do I necessarily think it should be, because there's still people stranded. There's businesses to get back up and running, and just madness. So who knows when this will be taken care of. Here's a closer look at all the trees that are down from the park. They're kind of thrown all over. There's a bunch here, but there's a bunch over there. They're just everywhere. It looks like I am able to walk through this a bit. The ground is much drier than the last time I tried, but it is all torn up here. And then here's the pavilion I showed a little bit of before, with all the damages, the brush, and there's caution tape now. It looks like piles have been made, or it may have just pressed up against this. I feel like it was like this similarly the last time I was here, the day after the hurricane. Hi guys, you hanging in there? I see some mud and muck and stuff by you guys too. So I decided to check out the walking path, and it's just layered in mud that came up from the creek. It's very uneven. It's a very difficult walk now. There's items up ahead. Oh, I just slid on it already. There's items up ahead here in the path. Yeah, I'm not gonna be trying to walk on this anymore today. Just walking back to the car, it's all mud and loose and difficult to walk on, like sand when it's not packed in and it's hard to get through. That's kind of what this is now. This is the other side of the creek, where you can see a bench has been toppled over by the forces of the water. And then on the other side of the storage unit, you can see even more that was lost. So what I've filmed so far is all in Haywood County, which is where Waynesville is, which is my new area, my new hometown after moving here. But a lot has happened in Asheville too, since it's a much more populated town. Waynesville is very small, and it's the first time that I've lived in a small town. I've always lived in cities. So I've heard of small towns being affected by storms and help, and now I can see how that is. But Asheville, with all the people there, there was a lot more damage. It was a lot more catastrophic. Not even a month ago, I filmed a video for Friday the 13th at the Asheville Dark Market, which was that took place at the High Wire Brewing Company. and now the whole place is destroyed. It's underwater. You can see the difference in the before and after pictures as well as my intro shot there, and it's just mind-blowing. My favorite restaurant in that strip, the River Arts District, is also underwater. It's weird to be in this kind of situation, and I never have been, because you're just used to your day-to-day life, and then this big storm comes in and it changes everything. Like I mentioned, my doctor's appointment, I have to call to make sure that's open. I have to, like, you just don't know still all the damage and what's going on, because there's so much impacted. And I just feel for everyone. I hope the area can come back stronger. And it's really just bizarre to see, and it's so scary, and my heart is with everyone impacted more so than I am.